everybody really glorifies gap years and studying abroad on this YouTube search platform, and I need to tell y'all the truth. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I have no intro for this because I filmed this all as one big video and I split it up into lots of parts. So if you haven't seen part 1 and part 2, I'm linking those in the description bar for you to watch, so you know that Germany wasn't just a horrible experience for me. I had a good time too, I promise. You can hear about that too, but if you just want to hear the tea, stay tuned. Learning the language in another country is also bad because you're gonna get laughed at. You're going to get made fun of. Maybe not as much as, I don't know, made fun of. Yeah, probably. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it because people would laugh at me.
Your German is so bad. Did you not ever take a German class? Like, you need to study with me. Like, that's awful. I do not understand a single word. You're like talking, trying to make the same sounds, but it's not working. It's German. Wir reden nur sehr stark, nicht sehr gebogen. Ich weiß gar nicht, was du versuchst. Just chill.
Yeah, I was literally told to my face, like, you sound weird when you speak German. Like, why are you speaking German? Why did you come to Germany if you can't speak German? Like, poo, don't you understand? That is why I'm here. I'm trying to learn. Help me, please. Help! Help! A lot of people would be like, oh, I'm just gonna talk English with you because you don't even know what you're saying. And y'all, that is really frustrating.
We said Choco Goose, and he was like, you mean Choco Goose? I said that. Okay, so don't come for me. And then he starts speaking English. Like, I don't know German.
Like, I get it because, like, most people in Germany know English, so they'll just switch over with you. But it's like the easy way out. Like, you don't want to do that because then you don't learn. Like, you don't really, you know what I'm saying? You don't really learn because if you're speaking English the whole time, you're not really learning how to speak German. And that's a lot of the reason why a lot of us went on that exchange to better our German skills. And I feel like it's a very valid reason to go because your improved German skills will slap.
Wir Schiff fahren gleich. Ja, wir Schiff fahren gleich. Wir Schiff fahren. Wir fahren gleich mit dem Schiff.
And so if you're not taking advantage of that opportunity, it's kind of just like, it's not a waste, but it's like it's a missed opportunity basically. But yeah, in school, learning the language is hard. Your head is gonna hurt. It's gonna bang. Your head is gonna bang because you're hearing that language all day. People are communicating with you in a language that is not your own all day, in a language that you are actively learning all day. Like, your brain is working triple time, not even double time, triple time. Okay, yeah, you're gonna sleep a lot because learning a new language, it's tiring for your body, your brain, all of that. So basically, you're gonna sleep a lot and you're gonna get headaches. So drink your water, poo, and just schedule out 10 hours and a nap time because it's gonna be tiring. Oh, also, along with language, it's everybody's Muttersprache. Like, everybody speaks that language. Everybody knows that language. You're like, I sound crazy and everybody sounds perfect. And so you feel stupid sometimes. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I came from like getting good grades, doing the things, and being good at German in America, but then I went into Germany and I was like, oh, y'all know the language for real, huh? Wow. So sometimes you're just gonna feel stupid, and that's just what it is. You have to get over that feeling. You're gonna feel dumb. I'm sorry. The next thing that kind of relates to language is school. I was in school after I had graduated school. I went through senioritis in high school and then I proceeded to go back to school. High school. I had graduated from high school, honey. I was not trying to do any more math at all. I was not trying to take a math class. Like, I wasn't. Mind you, I take math at Georgia Tech. I'm literally taking a summer math class, but like, I just was in the mindset of like, why am I learning? Like, it was not the time for me to be learning. In my head, I was like, I don't have to do this. I had to take geography, philosophy, math, informatics, which is basically computer science. I had to take German, I had to take English, all those things. So school was hard. It was like one of the worst parts, but it was like the best part because I hated school because I didn't understand most of everything. General confusion. but also school was where I learned the most about like the way things go. I also learned a lot about German stationery because it slaps, and everybody loves to write really cute notes in Germany, which I think is real cute. That's a whole nother thing. Like they underline things with rulers. Like I just be like, but like they'd be like, let me pull out my ruler to underline this sentence. Girl, anyway. But yeah, you just learn a lot of things about culture that you wouldn't like just walking down the street or just hanging out with friends. It's just a more of a learning experience, even if you're in school and you're not getting grades, which I wasn't getting grades or anything, so it didn't really count for me, which is another reason I kind of checked out. But like hearing that language being spoken at you was like annoying. And then also in school, when teachers tried to make me participate, I was so annoyed. Like I see what their point was, I see what they were trying to do, but like girl, I can't do it yet. I'm not there, I'm not at my level, and you're just embarrassing me. My first day at my second school, my teacher was like, oh, do you want to write this test with us? Sir, I don't even understand the sentence you said to me. What makes you think I can write this test? What makes you think I can write this test? I don't know what made him think I could write that test, but I tried. I opened that book up. I didn't know a single word on that paper, y'all. I don't think I had a single multiple choice test, and I don't think that's something that they do. So they write essays. And when I tell you, I opened up that book and I didn't even know what the questions were saying. I was like, now why did you give that to me? Like, now why did you? I just don't know, because if he had heard me speak, he would know. Like I don't even know if he heard me speak, but if he did hear me speak, like I had always had to, when my first day of school.
Hallo, ich bin Zora, ich komme aus Amerika, ich schreibe in Deutschland bis Juni und ich bin ein Austauschschülerin.
That was backwards, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like I had to say that all the time, and if you heard the way I said that in the beginning, why would you give me a test to try to write? Sir, I can't understand it. The moral of that story is I was basically extremely embarrassed because I had to raise my hand and tell him to take that test back because I could not take it. I was like, what do you think? And so I was sitting in this classroom. This was my first day. I'm just so shook that that happened. I'm still shook that that happened. Yeah, so I basically raised my hand. I was like, I don't understand this. Can you take it back? Because everybody around me was writing it and I was just mad. Like at this point, it was my first day of school and I was mad. I gave him back the test and I asked him if I could take out my phone. He was like, no. And I was just like, okay, so what am I supposed to do? So you know what I did, y'all? I literally sat there for like 2 hours while they wrote a test, and I just sat there. I just sat there. Like I didn't have anything to do. I could have drawn or something. A lot of exchange students, like we learn how to draw good. We watch a lot of Netflix or whatever, if you're allowed phones or whatever, but I don't think a lot of people are allowed phones in Germany in like school. But yeah, we learn how to draw. We write some poems because we don't be understanding what's going on in class. So we're just doodling, we're just writing our thoughts, we're just journaling, doing whatever, because we're like, look, I don't even know what you're trying to say to me at this point. Anyway, that's my little tidbit on school. But I did have some good teachers. Like I had a teacher who was like, hey, we're about to write a test. Do you want to go to the cafeteria and just chill? Do you want to try to write it? Do you want to do this? Because some people understood I was literally there to get cultural experience and language knowledge. Like that's what I tell myself. I was there to get cultural experience and language knowledge. I'm not here to try to read Die Verwandlung auf Deutsch, which I literally could not read. Have you heard of Metamorphosis? They were trying to make me read Die Verwandlung auf Deutsch. What do I look like reading Die Metamorphosis in German? This is my first. I was just shook that they were really trying me like that. They were like, yeah, go ahead. Here, have it. Ehrungen, Währungen. I was in Deutsch Leistungskurs, guys. Literally, okay, so in Germany they have, it's like AP classes, I guess I'd say. I had lots of Leistungskurses because I went to lots of schools. But in my last school, they literally put me in Math Leistungskurs, Deutsch Leistungskurs, and English Leistungskurs. So basically, math, German, and English, like AP classes, is what the equivalent would be, but it's not that. But I'm trying to compare it to something. But I don't know why they thought, I get English, but German math? I don't know. I think that at that point, because I had switched so late in the school year, that's the only places that had room left for an exchange student. Whatever. Another thing that you can experience on a gap year or an exchange year is lack of connection. You're literally trying to communicate your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts to people in a language that is not your own, or a language that you're probably if you're like me, was struggling with, even if you're not struggling with it initially, like the people who I know who came in fluent in German still had trouble because it's not the language you're used to speaking every day, all day. And so communicating your emotions in that language is hard, and it's hard to get people to understand the true you, who you really are, and like what you're really trying to say, like your personality. It's hard to get your personality to come through. So some people will just think, oh, she's so quiet, and y'all see I'm not quiet. But I think a lot of people in Germany would probably, or like a lot of people who I went to school with or had a lot of classes with would be like, oh wow, she was really quiet. Wrong. I'm not. I just didn't have the words to say because I couldn't formulate them fast enough to respond to you in German. But I heard what you said because I started understanding. Oh, and this is back to the language thing. It's gonna be hard, but like once you start understanding, girl, you'll be feeling untouchable. Like my friends in Hamburg where I first lived, they spoke English a lot with me in the beginning, but whenever they spoke to each other, they were always speaking in German, and they spoke so fast. Like Laura, one of my closest friends, she talked so fast, and I learned so much from her just because she talks so fast. Like she would, even if she's speaking English and German, like she'll do this thing where she'll speak German, throw some English, throw some German, throw some English.
Hello. What's up? I know peanut butter. Ja, Digga, ich wollte sogar genau die haben. Das ist die French. And I have the Jif. You wanted the Jif? Ja, bei Gott sogar. Das ist einfach nur komisch.
I don't really know if that's normal or not, but yeah, I think that was a really good way to help me learn because I learned a lot of context, because like she would just throw in German words when she was speaking to me in English, and then I learned like, oh, this is where that goes. Anyway, it's hard to communicate your sense of humor, your flirting, which girl, that's a whole nother video, or your just general knowledge, personality, humor, all of that. It's hard to get across in another language, in another country, with completely different social norms. It's hard, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty cool. But it's hard, and I still don't think, like, there's so many things that I still don't think I understand about people. There's just things that I couldn't get because of the language knowledge, or just because of cultural misunderstanding. So there's some people who I'm like, I still don't understand what that interaction between us meant. I'm like, were you my friend? Were you not my friend? Like, I don't know. Because I met people for a very short time, for my first half of being in Germany, I struggled to understand like what was this interaction really. I don't know. That's a whole thing to unpack. I could talk about that in a whole nother video, making friends in Germany. Another bad thing that I a little bit touched on was constantly sleeping. People, your host family might see you as lazy because you sleep a lot or you're by yourself a lot, but we need that time to sleep, to watch Netflix in English, to be on our own, because alone time is so important. Because I was constantly trying so hard to communicate who I am, what I'm trying to say. It's tiring, and I need time to like sit alone with my thoughts, or just not think and sleep instead, because your brain needs to rejuvenate, and that's on periods. So yeah, when you're in exchange student, you kind of feel like you're constantly being watched. When you're the new kid, people are looking at you, but now you're the new American kid. Can't catch a break. This is funny. People are going to follow you on Instagram but not have said a word to your face, which I feel like is normal in America, but for some reason in Germany, I was like, but why couldn't you say hi? Like, they would see me and not smile, or see me and not wave, which I think is more of a German cultural thing. But I was just like, you saw me the other day and didn't acknowledge my presence. And now you followed me on Instagram and liked every single one of my pictures. That's the thing that I feel like is a German thing, because a lot of people, when they follow you, they like all of your pictures, which is kind. I was like, hey, thanks. But in America, that means they're in love with you. So if somebody was to follow me and like all of my pictures, I'd either be like, whoa, you're scaring me, or whoa, do you have a crush on me? Because I will like all yours back, and then we'll get married. But it's not like that in Germany. That's another little thing that you kind of just pick up on when it's like a pattern. Yeah, but basically it's a lot of feeling like you're being watched, because you're the new kid, you're the exchange student. You're not always feeling like you're being your complete self, like your full self, and you're being an ambassador for another country. So people are like, oh, this is how Americans are, like this, quiet, or like this is how Americans are, standoffish, or this is how Americans are, whatever they want to attach to you. Then it becomes like, this is how Americans are, or this is how, in my case, this is how black people are, this is how black women are, it felt like I was then being pushed into a category of, this is how so-and-so is, because this is how she is, the exchange student's like this. And I was like, wait, I'm not everybody. Which is just duh, but it's hard.
LOL, this ended so abruptly. Sorry. Basically, like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the last part of the real tea. The tea y'all wanted to know, the tea y'all came for. Okay, but yeah, subscribe. Thanks.